Welcome to the Sober Biz Podcast, the show for the bold, the brilliant, and the booze-free. Here we talk about building meaningful booze-free businesses, turning your mess into your message, and showing up even when you feel like an imposter. This is no fluff and no filters, honest conversations for alcohol-free entrepreneurs who want to make an impact. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the Sober Biz Podcast. I'm so grateful to have you.
Brooke, thank you very much. I'm grateful to be here.
So I met Michael at a schmoozer. We were talking about business and getting to know each other. And I just really, I loved what you're doing. And I attended one of your speaking events on how to present yourself, how to be a public speaker. And you just had so much knowledge and wisdom to share. And I wanted to share that with our community because a lot of people in sobriety, we have these amazing stories that we want to get out there. And it can, I know for me, it trips me up every time when I'm going to go speak on a stage because I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm just like, okay, universe, take over, do it for me. So today I wanted to talk about like how you got into this, your story behind your brand, and then some tips and tools for people who want to share their message to the world. So welcome, Michael.
Well, thank you very much. Well, when I was growing up as a kid, children had to be seen and not heard. And I found that whenever I wanted to talk in the family, I was told to keep quiet. And sitting at the dinner table, my dad would say, keep quiet, finish your meal. And then when guests would come over, I would just sit there very politely. And it was frustrating, and I felt invisible and unheard. And so I came to believe that I didn't have a voice, and it was best just to keep quiet. And then one day, someone was talking about something, and I disagreed with what they were saying, yet I didn't speak up. And the next day, I asked myself, Michael, what are you afraid of? And I was afraid of judgment and criticism. And since that day, I wanted to speak up. I wanted to find my voice. So my life journey is to have a better understanding about communication and how to be a better communicator. So I created the Macdonald Method, Master the Message, and it's a transformative process in helping people communicate. It's about finding their voice, showing up with confidence, speaking with clarity, and leaving a lasting impression. So this is important because for me, we all want to be seen, we all want to be heard, and we all want to be remarkable. So how do we do this? And I find a lot of it has to do with your mindset. We have these negative beliefs about who we are. I can't do this. I'm not capable. I'm not good enough. So what we do is we work with our mindset and change that. I am capable. I am good at what I do. So how do we work with that? So it's really just find that voice. What's really truly important to you, and show up and share that message. And how do we do that? So we just learn more about ourselves. We learn about techniques. And I think what's interesting, we become what we practice the most. And if I'm a shy person, well, for 25 years, I've been practicing how to be a shy person. So I'm really good at being shy.
Yeah.
So if I want to be a more confident person, then I have to practice to be more confident. So that's what we do. We just work with ourselves and how do we become better speakers.
Oh, that's so cool. I love how you shared about like not speaking up when you have these ideas in your head that you have something you want to share. What are the consequences of that? Like, what are people missing out on by not using their voice?
Well, they're not being heard. I mean, we feel that if I speak up, I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be criticized. But then we become visible and unheard, and then we're alone in this. And I think what's important is to take that risk and to break through that fear barrier and just step into it and experience it. And then afterwards, you can reflect on the experience and say, what did I learn and how do I apply it to next time? So again, it may not work out the way you liked. That's okay. But if you don't break through that fear barrier, you're just going to stay stuck. And I asked myself, do I want to stay stuck? No, I want to move forward. So how do I do that? And that's just you have to take the risk. It's repeat, take the risk, look at it, replan it, do it again, take the risk. And it's just a journey. It's a journey in becoming a better communicator.
Yeah, and I find the world like misses out on some incredible things because people are afraid to put themselves out there. I help a lot of people on social media kind of start get going, share their voice, share their message, share their businesses, and it blows me away that people are hiding like this brilliance, these ideas, these like things that could change the world or help somebody else, and they're just like so scared and shy to share that with the world. But it is like the most powerful tool we have, is our stories and what we've been through and
Uh,
how we can support and help and heal each other. Tell me, our community is all sober entrepreneurs, alcohol-free entrepreneurs, and I know you have over a couple decades sober yourself. Do you want to give me a little bit of backstory of that journey and how you came to decide that, you know, booze wasn't for you, you needed to step away from that, and how did that impact your business?
um, I was, I didn't feel good about who I was, and I was hiding behind this facade. I was looking and behaving how people thought I should be, and I wasn't really being who I thought who I was. So I felt alone. I felt sad. I felt invisible. So I would drink to numb those feelings. And what happens, you're a recreational drinker, but then for me, I didn't know how to stop. I would just keep drinking, and then things would just get out of control.
Mhm.
And throughout my life, it drinking, I didn't realize that I was an addict. That I was using alcohol to numb my feelings, and then one day I just realized, I had enough. I'm dying. This is not working. So I decided I'm going to embrace my recovery.
Mm.
And so 20 years ago, I attended a meeting, started to understand what recovery is about, what I needed to do, and I was ready, willing, and able to embrace that. And it's been an incredible journey. Still there are ups and downs, but I'm able to be myself. I was able to embrace the truth of who I really am and
Mhm.
feel authentic and be real. And I found that so empowering, and I think it's my gift to myself.
Yeah.
And I really, I don't take recovery for granted. It's a daily process, but it's powerful.
Mm.
How do I just feel so grateful
Mhm.
that I'm able to be on this journey sober. you know.
It's funny because I know, like, I host karaoke and things, and even when I host sober karaoke, people are downing a drink before they get on stage, like, it's so I don't know why, just I guess it's a mental thing, just like liquid courage even if there's no booze in the bottle, but, it's funny, like, people think, "Oh, I could never do that sober, I could never stand on stage, I could never let people see me without alcohol," and I know for me and my story, like, that when I first put alcohol in my body, that was when I felt like I could truly be myself for the first time in my life. Like, I didn't even realize how anxious I was and insecure I was and, like, fearful I was of the world until I drank alcohol, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, I can tell the jokes I wanna tell, I can flirt with the boys I wanna flirt with, I can, like, say my speak my mind," and I had this, like, excuse to just be myself, and then all I wanted to do was figure out how to get more of that until it consumed me and took away everything I loved about myself, right? And so when you talk about that, just like not being who you are and like hating to be in that spot, what advice would you have to someone who's feeling the way that you felt and is just like, I need to get out of this. I want to find myself. I want to find my voice.
Ask for help.
Mm.
That's the first thing is ask for help. We're not alone in this, and I think what it is we tend to isolate, and we feel safer in this isolation. But that's a false sense of reality. So I think what's important is to ask for help and just show up and be in a situation. Like for myself, if we're working together, we create a safe environment where you can, be yourself, take a risk, make mistakes because mistakes are good.
Mhm.
And it's important to realize that it's not the mistake that we make, it's how we do what we deal with it, how we deal with it. And I think what's important is just by practicing and practicing, trying different things, we start to have a better understanding of who we are and have a better understanding that, yes, I can do this.
Mm.
I'm okay. And I think it's just take a risk and just get more involved and just get out of yourself. We feel we have these barriers that are protecting ourselves, but they're not protecting ourselves. So it's just
Mhm.
take down the walls. Let's see who you are.
That's such a good point. But what about like the shaky leg syndrome? So I know for me, the first time I stepped on stage, I felt like I was going to collapse. Like my legs were just so wobbly. And I was so terrified. Is there any way to start your speaking journey without that? Or is it just something you have to continuously do to learn how to move with the fear
Good
and the
question.
anxiety? Yeah.
Move with the fear.
Okay.
Exactly. we're all nervous.
Yeah.
Everybody's nervous. Well, what you say, instead of saying, I'm nervous, I'm excited, because the nervous energy and the excitement energy, they're the same.
Right.
And it's that energy that powers I'll say your performance. So what you do is before you go on stage is just breathe. And what we do is we shallow breathe. That doesn't work. You got to belly breathe. So it's like lying on your bed and put a book on your stomach and breathe and get the book going up and down. So when we breathe into the belly and just get into your breath, because your breath is the power.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you can do is change. I'm excited. I'm excited. And another one is power pose. Madonna said, strike the pose. So what it is just strike the pose. Like, who's your superhero? My superhero is Superman. So I just feel this power. I'm Superman. And so you just strike the pose. And then what you do is you breathe into your body and find where the tension is. If your hands are clenched, breathe into your hands. You find your legs are, breathe into your legs.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get on stage or in front, plant your feet on the ground, because that's where the power is.
Mm.
So get yourself like a tree. Just plant your feet, stand tall, breathe, look at the audience, smile, and then let it happen.
Mm. How prepared are you before you get on stage? Like, do you think people need to have things memorized? Do you recommend just bringing some bullet points with you? Or just the more you get out there, the more you practice your message, the more natural and easy it comes out? Like,
The more prepared you are, the better it will be.
okay.
And if you're a really good memorizer and you can
Mm.
memorize your scripts like an actor, great. But if you're not a very good memorizer and you're up there and you're doing your speech and then all of a sudden you forget where you are and you're blank, trying to remember where to get back on track again. So a good way is bullet points are good. Have your journey mapped out.
Mhm.
You have your beginning. Really know your beginning. How you're going to start. How you're going to hook the audience. How you're going to introduce your speech, and know how you're going to end. Know your ending, and then in between is the journey. So what are you
Mm.
doing if you have an idea of where you're going and you forget where you are? Just, where am I in my journey? Where am I journey? And just continue. And a lot of times the audience won't know that you've made a mistake or
Mhm.
you missed something unless you show the audience that you made a mistake. So it's up to you how you are, but be prepared. Practice, practice, practice. Good way is stand in front of the mirror.
Mm.
Practice what you're doing, seeing what you're doing. Record yourself. A lot of people don't like seeing themselves or hearing themselves, but that's fine. Do it in front of a family member.
Mhm.
But be prepared and practice. And however it turns out is okay. And what you do afterwards is you reflect on that. And I look at, what did I like about what I did? What I didn't like about what I did, and how can I improve it? There's your feedback. Move on.
Mm. I really like that. And I'm guessing that's part of the Macdonald Method. How did you come up with the Macdonald Method? Like, tell me about that journey of like discovering this way you can teach someone else to share their story and feel that power.
Well, I'm grateful for my journey. When I graduated from university with a teaching certificate, I went to Nigeria, West Africa,
Mm.
as a volunteer mathematics teacher under the auspices of CUSO, which is the same as the Peace Corps. And that changed my life in the sense, wow, there's a whole new world out there. This is a different culture, different socioeconomics, and I learned a lot from that. And then later I went to Papua New Guinea in the highlands, where again, I was a volunteer teacher, teaching students in the highlands, a whole different element, different. So I find my teaching that's where I started to learn about how to be a better communicator. I'm working with students and not telling them what to do, but guide them through the process so they could figure it out. And then I was involved in the real estate sales and management for a long time, and I was working with realtors in how to be better communicators as a realtor. And so I decided I'm a good coach. I like working with people. I like working with communication. So I created the Macdonald Method, master the message, and that was about 6 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. So was that after you did a TEDx talk and you talked about privately when we had a conversation around doing like Toastmasters and all these things. So is it a combination of everything you had learned in your own speaking journey,
Everything.
or
Yeah,
yeah?
it's my life experiences as a
Mhm.
teacher, in the hospitality industry, working with people, as a realtor and sales manager, as a professional actor and model. So it's all these things I brought together from there I created the Macdonald Method.
Mm.
The TEDx speech I did on the imposter syndrome was done about 2 years ago, and that was an incredible experience, to say the least. It was funny that when I was finished, I didn't like what I did,
Oh.
and I was upset for 3 days, and Jenny says, "Michael, what are you doing?" "Oh, I didn't think you did a very good job. I didn't like it." And then I saw the recording, and I realized, "Oh, I was okay. That was pretty good." So what I did was I looked at it differently and just reflected on, again, what I liked, what I didn't like, and how to apply it to the next time I
Right.
get on stage. But we gotta be careful of this,
Mhm.
our critical mind. It gets in the way and it will sabotage you. "Oh, you're not good enough. You shouldn't do this. It's better not to do it." So if you believe that, you won't do it.
Mm.
So what you do is you have that conversation with the critic and realize, "Okay, thank you very much. I'll take that and move on."
Mm. Let's dive into imposter syndrome since that was what your TED Talk was about, because I feel like that is the thing plaguing this community, like of entrepreneurs, of people in recovery, this like guilt, the shame from our past, who we used to be, the unreliability, like all that stuff kind of follows us. Even when we change and morph and become these brand new people, it's hard to shake that. Oh, I'm capable of letting people down. I'm capable of not showing up, of being this crappy person, you know? Um, what makes me think I can do this now? Who am I to show up and tell these stories, like, with everything that I've done? I find that's probably the thing I see more than anything else that stops sober entrepreneurs or any entrepreneurs really from continuing their journey and not giving up, is that imposter syndrome. I mean, even for me, I'd like I'd go to send somebody a website I created for them, and I would have paralyzing fear. I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, what if it's not good enough? Who am I? I don't have proper education in this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing." Like, all those thoughts would go through my head, and I'd have a hard time pressing send. And sometimes I'd be late on projects because I'm just like paralyzed with fear of just,
Oh, exactly.
yeah,
It's paralyzed. I mean,
yeah.
I'm working on something, and then all of a sudden, the imposter syndrome gets in there. "Michael, what are you doing? You're not good enough. You can't do this." And I shut down, and I'm paralyzed, and I freeze. And then what I do is I breathe. Okay, and I
Mm,
have that conversation. The imposter syndrome could be almost there to protect you in the sense that, you're not good enough. And what'll happen if you do this and you fail? You're not going to feel very good. So why not? We won't do it.
mm,
So you believe that. Well, you won't do it. Well, you won't succeed. So you have that conversation with the imposter. And instead of looking at all my failures. I didn't do this very well. I wasn't good at this. I was an alcoholic. I was this. Look at all the successes in your life from
mm,
the beginning, big and small, and write them down. Just write down all these successes. And then when you look at your successes, you go, "Oh, wow, I am a successful person." And so change your mindset from negative to positive. That's a
mhm,
big one. And the other one is to share your story. No matter what, we all have these stories that are so powerful. I love hearing people's stories. One,
mhm,
I get to see you, I get to hear you, and then I also can learn from you because your story resonates with me. So I think what's important is just share your story
mm,
and see what unfolds. Yes, maybe it won't be good, maybe it won't turn out. That's okay. Don't let that define who you are, and just
mm,
keep doing it. It's always there.
mhm,
It's always there, but don't push it away. Confront it. Have that conversation with it. Okay, I hear you. All right, thank you. Good. Thank you. I'll look at it. I'll look at it differently. And as I said, work on your successes. Change. Bring it to light. Share your stories. Talk to
mhm.
people. Bring it out. You know.
When you talked about, like, maybe it won't work out, and I think that's everybody's biggest fear, right? What if I fail in front of people on a stage? What if I don't do good? What if I let someone down or whatever? Do you have a moment where that happened to you, where things didn't work out well? And how did you come back from that? How did you move through that?
I've come to learn that what you think of me is none of my business.
I love that.
Whose business am I in? I'm in your business, God's business, or mine business. So actually, if I'm up there, you got not everybody is gonna like what I did. Not
Mhm.
everybody is gonna hear my message. If one person hears the message and takes it away, I've done my work.
Mhm.
So I just find I'm a lot easier on myself because I'm a perfectionist, and if I make a mistake, I can beat myself up. Michael, you didn't do a good job. You didn't do a good job. How much longer do I want to beat myself up?
Mm.
So I'm gentler on myself, and that takes work. So again, when you make a mistake, it's okay.
Mhm.
Just move on from it. What did I learn from it?
Mhm.
But I think what's important is for me is to be gentler on myself. And I think that helps me. And it's okay.
Mhm.
Didn't work out. That's all right. That was just that one moment. And
100%. And
then
I
move
I
on.
feel like with the times that I've actually really like I don't have a good way to say this without swearing. Messed up. When I've really messed up in my business, whatever it is, the things that haven't worked out have given me the biggest lessons.
Oh,
And I've learned so much from them that it makes it easier next time to the point where like I almost seek out to not be good at something. Like I want to try something new that is uncomfortable that I'm not going to be a success at right away that I can like actually learn and grow through because I just find so much value in it. And when you have that mindset of like it's okay to fail and it's actually a blessing and there's going to be like lessons through it and even like setting out to fail and just be like I'm just going to do something. And I know I'm going to be bad at it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
experience it.
Yeah.
See what it feels like, and then
Yeah.
work with it. True enough. Yes.
Yeah, and that's like just where so much beauty comes in and like learning and experience and growth comes from those things. Like if we're just sitting in our comfort zone, never trying anything new because we're scared of failing, then that's a very small life. And I am trying to run as far away from a small life as I can these days.
Think big.
Yeah,
Think big.
exactly.
But like I always, when I hear you talk, you light up. And for me, that's the gift of connection. When I'm with somebody and we're talking and they're sharing their story and they're lighting up,
Mhm.
it's such a beautiful thing. And I think when people feel connected to themselves and are willing to share their story, their light comes out. And that's so powerful. And I feel that a lot of people may not realize that or experience it, but if someone shares with them, hey, you are seen, you are heard, and you are remarkable. And when you realize that and embrace that and be that, I mean, that's a powerful gift, I find.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, what a message. That's incredible. Okay, let's talk about how everything you're doing and then how people can get in touch with you if they want to work with you and, are wanting to get out on stage, wanting to share their story, but they need a little guidance, a little coaching. How can people get in touch
Well,
and
it's the Macdonald. You can go to my website, which is Michael Macdonald, MacDonald.ca. That's the best way is connect to my website, have a look at that, and then contact me. And what I like to do is contact me by phone. We'll just have a little bit of a conversation. Then what we'll do is we'll connect via Zoom and we'll discover each one. We'll find a little more about you, a little more about myself, and see if there's an opportunity to work together. And then what we could do is look at your wants and needs
Mhm.
and tailor a plan that fits you. And we could either do it via Zoom or in person. I like to work in person, one on one is the best if it logistically works, or we'll just work online. So, whatever works best.
Mm.
And what's important too is that public speaking is not just about standing on stage and giving a presentation, it's about when you speak to anybody
Mm.
in any situation and anywhere. This is some form of public speaking.
Mhm.
It's feeling comfortable with yourself and finding that voice. Is it sitting down across a table? Is it standing up on stage? So we'll work with that. But I think what's important is let's connect
Mhm.
and see if we can work together, and then see what you need, what do you want, and then we'll create a program. Yeah,
Amazing. So
yeah.
that's like one-on-one, like personalized coaching for but depending on what medium they're looking to get their word out, their story out.
Right. I like
Yeah.
one on one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a better connect. Zoom does work,
Yeah.
but it's a better connection, and the whole idea of communication is connection.
Mhm.
If we're connected, then the message will be received. So it's how we work with that. Yeah.
Incredible. So what's next for you, Michael?
Well, I'm writing a book. It's
Amazing.
the Macdonald Method, Master the Message. It's communicate with authority and connect with authenticity. So it's a guide. So I'm working on that. And then I am writing a speech. It's a speech that I've always wanted to create. It's uh, addiction, my journey in recovery.
Mm.
So it's something that I want to share, because I think we're all dealing with addiction in some form. It's drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, behavior, too much TikTok. So I think for what it is, if we as individuals can take a serious look at ourselves, and are we addicted to something, and what does that look like? Or we know somebody that's addicted, what does that look like? And how can we heal? And I think that's the biggest gift we can give ourselves, if we're willing to take a serious look at it. And what am I willing to do
Mm.
to live? You
That
know?
is really, really powerful work. I can't wait for that to come out.
Yeah, I'm excited. But what
Yeah.
is the imposter gets in there,
Yeah.
so what I do is I put it aside for a little bit,
Right.
and I work on something else. And then when the creative juices come back, I pick it up and work on it. But oh yes, that imposter is always there waiting.
Well, tell him to get out of the way because we need that book. Yeah, the world needs some healing right now, and I think the tools we learn in recovery are just so incredible. And I love how you talked about if it's TikTok, if it's TV, if it's food, if it's whatever, like we're all struggling with an addiction. And there's some really incredible tools, not just for recovery and for healing ourselves, but also for learning how to connect with each other.
Oh, it's
And
important.
I'm so excited to see you bring that message of like sharing your story into that book as well, and just giving purpose to all the pain that we go through in addiction, with whatever kind of addiction that looks like.
No, it's like, thank you for your book. I mean, I got and read your story, and it was such a beautiful story. And what it does, it just reminded me how good I feel about myself and in recovery. So again, it's important that how do we show up?
Mhm.
How do we bring who we are, so others can see that, because it's a reflection of each other.
Mhm.
I see you and me, so you and me. So I think that's really important. So I thank you for your work.
And that is not today fear for anyone that's listening. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Michael. I really enjoyed this chat, and I think you brought a lot of value into this community. And I have no doubt some people are going to be reaching out to connect with you because,
Well, thank you. I
yeah.
really appreciate it.
All right. That's it. We did it.